Have you ever dreamt about taking a cruise on one of them fancy boats, soaking up the beauty and the magic just to free your soul? It's floating on the ocean, just a notion that seems out of reach. One thing on your bucket list is just to go and see the beach. You wanna see the world, but something always holds you back. You got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but helping hands is helping making dreams come true.
Helping hands for cruising, cruising. Helping hands for cruising, cruising. Helping hands for cruising, making your dream a reality.
You know you gotta do the things you've only dreamed about. Don't let anything stop you thinking you can't go all out. You can do the things you never thought were possible, with helping hands to help you get there. Even oceans are no obstacle. You wanna see the world, but something always holds you back. You got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but helping hands is helping making dreams come true.
Helping hands for cruising, cruising. Helping hands for cruising, cruising. Helping hands for cruising, making your dream a reality.
So if you ever dreamed about taking a cruise in one of them big old boats, soaking up that sun, feel that breeze, yeah, there is still hope. Don't let the ocean be a notion that is out of reach. Let's get together, help each other, and go see the sea. You wanna see the world, but something always holds you back. You've got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but helping hands is helping making dreams come true.
Helping hands for cruising, cruising. Helping hands for cruising, cruising. Helping hands for cruising, making your dream a reality. Helping hands for cruising, cruising. Helping hands for cruising, cruising. Helping hands for cruising, making your dream a reality.
G'day folks, Shaun here from the Down Under Cruises. I'd like to thank you all for coming on board with us. This cruise that we've just done has been the inaugural cruise for the Helping Hands for Cruising. And our first recipient, Kenny, well, I can tell you what, last night I had a look at this man and my heart was full. Kenny was smiling from ear to ear. We had new friendships, new memories, the building of new relationships, all done within a period of 7 days. And I want to tell you, watching the smile on that young man's face, young Mr. Kenneth, watching his smile made all the difference. What we want is we want more people to come on board with us in Helping Hands for Cruising. Whether it be your hard-earned dollars, or whether it be you volunteering, or even if you know somebody who needs the opportunity of a cruise of a lifetime, we're looking forward to having all these people on board. We want to thank you for coming on board. If you've already donated, thank you for your donation. If you've already been assisting one way or another, we appreciate that. More importantly, let's get some more on board. Helping Hands for Cruising. G'day folks, how you going? Welcome aboard, nice to have you here. That interview that was just done, that guy was absolutely incredible. I've met him before somewhere. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I know, I'm a game winner. Really? Yeah, okay, all right. They're all coming thick and fast. Yep, all right, okay, let's get on with it. First of all, welcome aboard, Nick. First of all was Joe. Joe is the winner of the HH4C Fair Star points, 588 trillion billion points. Welcome aboard, buddy. Nice to have you here. Followed very quickly by Nick Bidet Maid. How you going? Nice to have you here, Nick. He's saying that after a little bit more research, he's no longer renting a car in Brisbane, Queensland. Rail runs a pretty early train between Brisbane Central Station and Biwa. Mate, that is the smartest move you could ever make. Seriously. What the scheduled arrival of 7:06 a.m. gives him a bit more time to check out the town before he has to be there at the zoo at 8:45 at the absolute latest. So, mate, that is awesome, and Joe agrees
What good news. Well, at any rate, you're going to have the vacation of a lifetime, so that's going to be great to see you come on board. Nick is saying, Joe, what direction of the Indian Pacific are you signed up for again next year? Joe's going westbound. Mate, that's going to be awesome. Sydney to Perth on the Indian Pacific. That's going to be an amazing trip. Nick, gotcha. The best part about the westbound is the scheduled morning visit to Broken Hill and dinner under the stars, weather permitting, at Rawlina. Who was that good looking? Mate, you know what? I have no idea. No idea at all. That guy just popped in. And he did a pretty good talk, wouldn't you agree? Nick is going, fingers crossed we can both do it. Me this June and you next year. Sometimes they cancel off train excursions for various reasons. Whatever it is. G'day, Michael Ann. Welcome aboard. What are you doing up at this God almighty hour of... Hang on. Where are you? Let's have a look at your time frame. You're in... Oh, my goodness me. It's somewhere between 3 and 4. So, I mean, you're... Seriously. Well, maybe you can't sleep, or maybe you got up to pee. I don't know. Hey, it's all fun. Anyway, chatting with Shaun. Okay, so what am I going to talk about today? We've got a couple of things happening. One thing is the rock and roll cruise is well, huge. Absolutely huge. All right, Michael Ann is saying it's 4 a.m. Oh, good. So you're Eastern, which is good. Joe, I may go to Brisbane yet. There's a truck show in Brisbane that he wants to revisit. And I know that she's in Canada, Joe. I know she's in Canada, but which part of Canada? Nick, it is 3:06 a.m. there, and Michael Ann is saying Sparrow. Yeah. You're right, Michael Ann. It is sparrow fart time. You know, sparrows wake up at that time of the morning. The first thing they do, have a fart, and then off they go. They do their stuff. Anyway, so some really good things are happening. We've had a lot of uptake on the Rock and Roll Tribute Cruise, and I'm going to put up a video a little bit later on with regard to that cruise. But most importantly, the numbers are soaring. We've currently got 30, that's 30 cabins booked, paid for, booked. And we've got 10 more with their $50 notes. So, and we're hoping that those will convert to being booked cruises. So we're looking forward to having some amazing time. And definitely the opportunity for us to meet up with a bucket load of good people and have some new recipients up on board. Michael Ann is saying that it's correct, Joe. She's in Canada, specifically Sarnia. Heard you mention knowing someone there. And Joe is saying, yes, he knows Gary van der Heuvel from Preferred Towing. Okay. Did he move there, did he? Or has he always been there and you caught up with him at some point? Michael Ann is saying that they do a lot for her community, so that's awesome to see. Okay, so now the first thing. I know Michael Ann is really excited about this one because I know that this one is going to be happening in 236 days by my reckoning. Really, Michael Ann, you need to just get yourself all ready because I know you're going to be meeting one lady by the name of Roxanne. So here we go. Have a look at this one. That is one awesome cruise. I'm a little bit jealous because that cruise is rather auspicious, and the reason why I say that is, and Michael Ann will agree with me, it's auspicious because that cruise takes off 2 days before the inaugural cruise came back into Miami, so it'll be 2 years. 2 years since that inaugural cruise, so that's rather an auspicious opportunity. So there we go. Okay, so Joe is saying that Gary and Tammy are great ambassadors for Sarnia, and Michael Ann is saying yes, they are. Joe is saying there's a big fan of heavy rescue. Mate, you don't need to talk about your... not that kind of rescue. Okay. 401, Gary and his team were stars at that show. My mind went the wrong way with that one, Joe, so I'll have to behave. Michael Annis says, yes, they have some cool big rigs. Joe is saying, even follow Sergeant Kerry Schmidt from the Ontario Provincial Police on social media. Wow. And yes, Michael Ann is looking forward to that cruise, because you know who's going to be on that cruise. Not only is Michael Ann going to be on that cruise, not only is Amy going to be on that cruise, not only are Gaz and Shaz from cruising scene, Gary and Sharon, but we've also got Roxanne. Yep, Roxanne. Okay. Nick is saying, I got something very important this week. Got 2 brand new pairs of good walking shoes. Definitely need that for walking around in Canada and across Australia. Yep. What can I say? You're going to have an awesome time, mate. Joe is saying he's seen them working with other companies. They've worked on a job with Rick Bear Renders from the Ross Towing and Transportation in London, so that's awesome. And Joe's also saying heavy rescue as in heavy towing and I know, I'm just stirring, Joe. I was fully stirring there because my mind was going under the down towards the gutter. So there we go. I know you were just joking. I mean, you were saying the right thing. I was just stirring. All right, so as I say, that will be a rather auspicious cruise because I know for a fact that Roxanne, hubby when hubby was around, he used to say that no cruising time. Sorry, you can go, but I'm staying. And what person wants to leave their spouse behind? She didn't. So there you go. This is going to be awesome. Nick is saying what he didn't realise until yesterday either is that Brisbane has an air train from the airport to downtown, and that helps seal the deal for skipping the rental car. Mate, I could have told you that. You just had to ask. Thanks, Joe. I know you're in there with me. Now, by the way, Nick, did you have any money down on those rentals, or did you, and if you did, were you able to get your funds back real quick? Nick is saying that the rental car with insurance was going to be 300 Australian, adding more money for gas, for petrol, and it was an easy decision to take the train instead of that. Joe is saying leave form acquired and filled in itinerary to organise. Well, you'll get that. You'll get that happening. Joe, Nick, that's an extra $300 spending money. Well, it's a bit more than $300. Let's put it that way. And no, the rental wasn't prepaid. Well, that is awesome. Okay. Let me just go on and add a little bit more info here. See, there is 302 days to go. You know what that's to. 302 days. There's this guy by the name of St. Nicholas. He'll be coming over for a visit on the 25th of December. So that is in 302 days. in 308 days, Ilana and I will be somewhere in Sydney watching the fireworks, getting ready for our cruise that's going to be happening in 310 days. Yes, that's right, folks. 310 days to this.
It's done, all done. Time flies, I know that's for sure. Yeah, you're gone, you're gone. I'm not your prisoner in your cold war anymore. Oh no, but I have a feeling that we never really move on from our past. Sometimes I just wanna go back, try to make it all undone.
Well, we're just absolutely looking so forward to that cruise. You don't know how much. It's going to go to, well, just picture this, right? We're leaving Sydney the day after New Year's Day. Everybody's still in that excitement. The ship pulls out from underneath Sydney Harbour, pulls out towards the heads, and away we go to enjoy the South Pacific. It's going to be an absolute ball. Absolute ball. What? So much fun. We're so looking forward to it. Nick is saying that he's also saving money because he's spending his first 2 nights at a hostel in Brisbane, so that cut his first 2 nights expenses from 135 to 65 USD. You know what that is. 135, that's like about 190 Aussie, and you're going down to roughly about just $100, which is an awesome saving. And I know exactly where that money's going to go. Spaghetti ice. Yes, that's right. You said it, not me. I know where that came from. Joe is saying he did a road trip with a friend from the UC back in 2018. His friend hired their car and he paid for their accommodation. They organised their Toyota Corolla Ascent hatch, and it was not prepaid either. Yeah, what did you end up paying for it? What was the cost for the rental? Nick is saying it will make it so much easier to return to the airport since he comes in, of course, to the international terminal, and then he leaves from the domestic terminal for the flight from Brisbane up to Darwin. That's a short flight, that one. That's only about 5 hours. No, I'm lying. It's only about an hour. That's a relatively short trip. Joe is saying, but they ended up getting a little upgrade. The Corolla was $79 per day with 200 kilometers free. They got upgraded to a Mitsubishi ASX for the same price as the Corolla. Mate, that's awesome. So it must have been a really fantastic road trip that you had there. Joe is saying that he's kind of glad they got the ASX, as his back would have hated the Corolla. The reason they got the ASX, he knows the local Avis franchisee. Goodness. Joe, who don't you know, mate? Who don't you know? Joe knows everybody. He even will tell you the Prime Minister of Australia. Nick, nothing can top through his rental car from last year in Ireland. He got 3 weeks for €1,000. That included unlimited kilometres and insurance. And never going to find a deal that good anywhere again. Hey, Nick, that must have been Ireland, not Northern Ireland, because I believe Northern Ireland still use the pound, whereas that's the British pound because they're still part of the mother country. Whereas euros. So Ireland itself is part of the European Union. So if I'm not mistook. Joe, it's not what you know, it's who you. Yeah, that's the thing, mate. That's the question. Who don't you know? Anyway, so the Ducks cruise, we're really looking forward to that. And you never know, exciting things could come of that. We hope the exciting things happen really, really great. Joe's agreeing that yes, it's the Republic of Ireland. Nick, the words you were looking for is the Republic of Ireland. It is still a part of the European Union, so they use the euro. Aha, thank you for that. That clarified my loss of memory at one point. Stream Elements is there. G'day, Stream Elements. It's saying that Helping Hands for Cruising would like to thank you all for your donations. So yes, folks, thank you so much. Talking about donations and the last cruiseathon, if you guys were not aware, the last cruiseathon we actually raised a little over 3,500 SD, which equates to about $6,000 Aussie. So we're really excited about that, and only good things can happen with that, because that puts a person on a cruise ship. So that's what we want. That's exactly what we want. Nick is saying it was really interesting crossing the border in a kilometre-only car. You just follow the flow of the traffic to avoid getting a ticket, and that's pretty much what you can do, Nick. Just follow the traffic. That's all. Nick is saying Brisbane to Darwin is 2,851 kilometres. That's a little bit longer than an hour. In the air, it's a little over 3 hours of a flight. Actually, you'll be surprised, because a couple of things go into play here. Brisbane actually is, oh yeah, you'll be out of daylight saving anyway. But I know, because it depends on when you come. Daylight saving goes out around about 7th of April. And whilst it is 2,851 Ks, it's relatively close to Brizzy. So yeah, an hour, maybe an hour and a half. Okay, I'll go to 2, but if it's 3, you win. But having said that, it's a lot closer than coming down to Melbourne, which is definitely 3.5 to 4 hours. Joe is saying, as for that road trip, that's what he was trying to say. As for that road trip, we ended up going through Gilgandra, Coonabarabran, Gunnedah, Tamworth, Armidale, Torrigo, Bellingen, and Rayleigh, joining the Pacific Highway at Raleigh. So there you go. That's quite a good trip. Okay, so your Brisbane to Darwin flight is May 29th. Okay, so you will be in standard time then, and the good news is there's no difference in time between Brisbane and the eastern states. Darwin is, I don't know about Northern Territory. I don't know whether Northern Territory actually is half an hour behind or an hour behind Brisbane. Nick is saying he feels like a true Australian. He hates Qantas, especially for making him fly from Darwin to Sydney with a connection in Melbourne. Yep, you're right. It is so stupid, and that's one of the reasons why Qantas is not doing very well. Joe says he's got to see some of the most beautiful scenery in New South Wales. The Waterfall Way is one of the top-rated road trip. Absolutely. There's some beautiful country around here. Nick is saying you said that wrong. His Brisbane to Darwin flight is actually the 28th. On the 29th, that's when the GAN leaves Darwin. Yeah, well, there you go. The GAN leaves Darwin on the 29th. That's a 3-day. That's a long flight. GAN, Darwin to Sydney. Darwin to Adelaide. It is on the GAN though, so there we go. All right, now, Joe, East Coast is EAST, Australian Eastern Standard Time, South Australia and the Northern Territory a half an hour behind the East Coast, and Western Australia is 2 hours behind us. Yes, that's right. WA is 2 hours behind us. Okay, so this cruise is definitely on our bucket list. Have a look at this one.
Have you been dreaming of an Alaskan cruise? Or maybe you've taken one before and you just can't wait to go again. If so, the Helping Hands for Cruising Group Cruise is just the cruise for you. June 15th through June 22nd, 2025, you will set sail on the magnificent Norwegian Encore. This amazing group cruise will take you to Juneau, Skagway, a majestic cruise through Glacier Bay, Ketchikan, a stop in Victoria, British Columbia before arriving back in Seattle. Contact Bruce at ocean2oceantravel.com today to find out how you can be a part of this fantastic group cruise to Alaska. This is one you definitely don't want to miss.
And how right are they? You certainly don't want to miss that one. As I said, that's one of our bucket lists. I'll let you know on Friday morning, whether or not we'll be going on that cruise. If we are, that's going to be awesome. Okay, so Nick is saying Journey Beyond just recently started a welcome breakfast getting together for passengers in Darwin at their convention centre, so that'll be neat to meet everyone there before heading onto the train. Mate, you know what? That's exactly the way I look at it. It's good to spend time meeting new people. And that's one of the reasons why whenever we go on a cruise, on a group, we always have a meet-up before, because that is absolutely the best way to get to meet people. So there we go. Stream Elements is saying subscribe to our channel and press the like button. And more importantly, please share with your friends. The more we share with friends, the more YouTube looks at us and the more it promotes us. So we want Helping Hands for Cruising to be self-sufficient, and the only way we're going to get that is by having the numbers and getting the views. So there we go. Nick is saying the southbound train is 4 days and the northern train is 3 days. Southbound they stop at Coopapiti, and northbound they have an outdoor breakfast at Marla. Wow, that's why you get the extra day, because you're stopping at Coopapiti. Mate, go in there, see if you can dig yourself an opal. Joe is saying there are so many amazing places between Armidale and the Pacific Highway that he can't wait to go back and visit. Mate, you know what? It is incredible. Like I say, this country has got so much offering. Joe's also saying that the Waterfall Way traverses some of the most amazing temperate rainforests. Wow. Nick, the best part about his Airbnb in Darwin is it's in walking distance to their convention centre. That way you can just skip taking their shuttle buses. Mate, the best way to get around anywhere is just to walk, take the fresh air, and get to know the locals. I mean, that's the best way. All right, now I'm going to talk to you about the next cruise. And the next cruise, there is certainly, it's 640 days away. There are some exciting things that are in place. Norwegian has gone gangbusters doing things for HH4C and for the organisers of this particular cruise, the RNR Tribute Cruise. Folks, extremely good news right now. As I started off saying, figures to date, let me get the exact figures. Figures to date is that the ship is 20% booked. All right, let me give you the exact numbers as I've got them. Okay. No, that's old news. That's old news. It's in the other one. Let me get there. Give me a second. Goodness me. Okay. No, it's not in that one. There was a heads up given to me earlier on today. So let me get to the heads up and I'll tell you. So as I said, ship is 20% booked. And by being 20% booked, that means that there are 30 full deposits and 10 $50 deposits put down. So that ship is going to have the most amazing, unbelievably amazing atmosphere about it, vibe about it, and some of the most amazing people are going to be on there. So without further ado, let me just bring this up so that you guys are aware and yeah, see what you think.
So you think you can tell heaven from hell, blue skies from pain? Can you tell a green field from a cold steel rail, a smile from a veil? Do you think you can tell?
Yes, well, that's what I'm going to suggest to you. Go and talk to Bruce at ocean2oceantravel.com and he will help you out there. G'day, Jimmy. Welcome aboard, buddy. Nice to have you here. Good morning to you. Good evening to those of us on this side of the pond. We're just talking about some various things that have happened to date. Just for your info, Jimmy, that rock and roll tribute cruise that I just played the promo to, well, currently has a 20% uptake. So we've got 30 cabins booked plus 10 at $50 a pop. We're just waiting for those to convert to the full deposits, and the best way to do that is actually get in touch with Bruce. And what can I say, folks? I think we're going to have the most amazing cruise, getting to meet the most incredible people. And you know what the good news is? The good news is the bands will be there playing some great music. We've got a Pink Floyd setup, the Who setup, and a third band going to be playing at the island. So we're going to have an amazing time. And I know that there's going to be a couple of, EMTs, I'll put it in inverted commas, because our full-time occupations are not EMTs, but anyway, we'll have a couple of EMTs on board, and they will do their utmost to keep everybody safe. Hi there, Mr. Astute Tourist. Hello there, Joe. Lovely chatting going on there, and that's what we want. Well, what can I say, folks? We're headed up for some great time. I believe there's going to be some great promos coming out around the Rock and Roll Tribute Cruise. So for those of you that are tuning in late, I can quite honestly say that you guys are going to miss out if you don't actually come on board. Join us on the cruise ship. It's going to be absolutely incredible. I know I'm going to have a great time. I know a few others are going to have a good time too. Sexy EMTs? Mate, I know exactly how those EMTs are going to put a Band-Aid on somebody. The question is, what kind of Band-Aid and where? Anyway, so yes, so we're definitely looking forward to catching up. I know there's one person there, Jimmy, that I'm definitely can't wait to get to meet in person, and I know that Ilana cannot wait to meet Colleen, and we're going to certainly have a great time together, talking, drinking coffee, because I know that Jimmy loves his cup of joe as well as I do, and yeah, it's going to be a great time. So if there are any questions about HH4C, folks, please put them into the chat, and we will make note of them. For those that are watching on the replay, please put them in the comments below. We will read, and we do read every comment that gets put up. Please put them in the comments below, and we will be happy to answer them on the next HH4C show. I will not answer those questions on the Down Under Cruises because I believe these two are two separate entities. At any rate, I will answer them on the next HH4C, which is next week, Tuesday. Jimmy's saying that he is excited to meet us all as well, likewise. And we know that Ricky Rocker will be there. Yes, I'm told that Ricky will be there. Still nobody, the only person who knows what Ricky looks like is Ross. And every now and then Ross does drop the odd hint about Ricky. They did say that Ricky was a bit of hot stuff, so we'll certainly go in and treat him with kid gloves so that we can give him a good cooling down. And yeah, every now and then apparently he needs a bit of a watering down, so I think I know exactly the thing I'd like to give him to water him down. Anyway, folks, look, we've gone 40 minutes, and I don't have much other information to impart, so I will be calling it a night. Look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow with the Down Under Cruises, and I know that on Saturday, I believe, or Friday night, I believe, that's for those of you across the pond, Eastern, I believe that the Down Under Cruises will be doing their show again, their brunch show. So look forward to catching up with you tomorrow and the weekend. Folks, you have a great day, and certainly we look forward to spending time with you out on the waters. Please help us make someone else have a better day and a better experience. Take care, folks. Have a great day.
Have you ever dreamt about taking a cruise on one of them fancy boats, soaking up the beauty and the magic just to free your soul? It's floating on the ocean, just a notion that seems out of reach. One thing on your bucket list is just to go and see the beach. You wanna see the world, but something always holds you back. You got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but helping hands is helping making dreams come true.
Helping hands for cruising, cruising. Helping hands for cruising, cruising. Helping hands for cruising. Making your dream a reality.
You know you gotta do the things you've only dreamed about. Don't let anything stop you thinking you can't go all out. You can do the things you never thought were possible, with helping hands to help you get there. Even oceans are no obstacle. You wanna see the world, but something always holds you back. You got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but helping hands is helping making dreams come true.
Helping hands for cruising, cruising. Helping hands for cruising, cruising. Helping hands for cruising. Making your dream a reality.
So if you ever dreamed about taking a cruise in one of them big old boats, soaking up that sun, feel that breeze, yeah, there is still hope. Don't let the ocean be a notion that is out of reach. Let's get together, help each other, and go see the sea. You wanna see the world, but something always holds you back. You've got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but helping hands is helping making dreams come true.